This is a complete guide with all the commendations to the journey to Melee Island, the Monkey Island Tall Tale #1. You start this out from your adventure mode here, and this will take you to the exact tent that you need to be at. Otherwise, you just need to look for the tent where the Pirates of the Caribbean Tall Tales are, because it's pretty much next to that on every outpost. And this is what you're looking for, Captain Capsize. Start the voyage. You will see a portal will appear from the air. You'll also get a quest book. There is also some talking that's involved. I recommend listening to everything, especially if it's the first time you're doing it. If you're doing it for commendations, though, however, you can just skip to the parts you need in this video. I highly recommend you go to your pirate log, your reputations, Tall Tales, the journey to Melee Island, and check which ones you need, because you need to complete every single one of these and track them as you're doing them just to make sure you've completed. As we get to Melee Island, we're going to park just by the dock right over here. So on the first thing you're going to do is you're going to collect money everywhere you go. You're going to check barrels and crates like this, open this. You're going to look for pouches of money and also sometimes little coins that are hidden around every single place. So you're going to have to search this entire island for these. But then we're going to go into Scumm Bar, and for our first commendation, it's literally just going to be finding and sitting on a seat right over here. Sit on the seat, you should get a commendation just for doing that. Nice and easy. The second commendation, you just have to go to the back over here. You'll see there is a picture, a wanted poster on the wall. Well, looks like a wanted poster, just says re-elect governor. Go ahead and interact with this poster and you should get a commendation. From here, we're going to go ahead and progress a commendation where we have to speak to Spiffy, the dog over here with the bone, 6 different times. At the beginning, you can speak to him 4 times, so use one of every single of these 4 options. I recommend speaking to all the characters in general as well, but use all 4 there on Spiffy. We'll find the 2 later. Turn around, you should see there's a chair over here. Sit on this exact chair, you'll start a memoir. This is 1 out of 10 memoirs where you see Guybrush speaking. They're all sitting places around the entire map. Then we're going to go into the kitchen over here. I'm going to speak to the chef, and we're going to tell him we're looking for work. This, you have to do this first because you won't be able to buy his uniform, the chef uniform, if you don't actually speak to him first. From here, then you're going to go to the first table on the left over here as you're exiting, and you can take off the money on the table. You are going to need like every single coin in this entire map if you want to complete all commendations. There actually is a coin that I missed over here that's very easy to miss, like just over there. So make sure you check for those little coins, even if they're hiding there, because if you one short, you can't finish this, all the tall tales. Right behind this robot over here in front of the Scumm bar, you can see there's a sitting point, and this is memoir #2. Okay, cool. From here, you can actually get up, and we're going to go around this side of Scumm Bar. I'm just going to show you a few locations where you can find coins and money, just so that it helps you find everything, because I know when I did it the first time live on stream, it was a nightmare. I didn't find all the money. It was yeah, so there you go. There's some more money locations. Then you're going to go past the robot again. So past this water over here where there's like all this like open sand, and by the broken robot, there is a crate that you can sit on, and this is going to be your 3rd memoir, and you'll see Guybrush is speaking. Nice. Now from this location, we're going to go to those little buildings on the left-hand side. So just go ahead and run here. We're going to be looking for money in crates and stuff lying around. There'll be money in this barrel over here. I don't know if these are randomized every time you do it, but make sure you just check around at every single location that you can interact with and pick up that coin too. From here, we're going to look to the right. You see that big mountain? We need to go all the way to Lookout Point at the top there. It's actually going to be behind us from this direction over here, and you're just going to follow this pathway. It literally goes in one straight line. Just follow it, run it until you get to the very top. I don't think you guys even notice I skipped like half the journey there. Nice. So up here, you're going to speak to this dude. The option that's going to let you to get the money on the left is look out. I see a ship. He's going to turn around, grab the bag of money on the left over there, and then you can go down. That's that. Yeah, we'll be coming back here later, but not to worry right now. Now you're going to go to the town from Scumm's bar section, and you're just going to loot the money that you see as you're walking in. You'll see here there is a lootable crate. You're going to open this. There should be a money bag in here, and there should be a coin on one of these barrels too. There we go. Pick up this coin. And then you can progress further into the city here. You'll first see the citizen over here if you want to speak to him. Not really necessary right now, but on the left-hand side, we're looking for a barrel we can sit on. This one over here. And this is the next memoir that we need from Guybrush. So go ahead and sit on that. And then from here, you're just going to follow along with me. You can see under the clock tower and the shops on the right, but there's going to be all these barrels and things over here. I recommend grabbing the coins and the stuff off of them as well. We're going to basically do a full money run right now before I start doing any like quest stuff, so you can kind of just get all the money sorted right now, figure out where everything is. If you're just following along with me, just keep picking up all the money. I'm going to show you all the little locations that you can get right now and more as we unlock access to them. Okay, so right here, you won't be able to get the money in this area, but we can sit on this little bench over here, get the next memoir, where you can see the blue guy and his little instrument. There's the church. We can go into the church. Now, the church is very sneaky. There are coins hidden on top of these benches. Some of them you might not see, so check every bench thoroughly. There are at least 2 coins on the benches. Then there's coins in these like pouches in here, and then there's coins on top of the little tray at the top there. So check the church very thoroughly, because I missed coins many times thinking I had them. Then we're going to go to the prison, which is right next to the church. We're going to open up this thing over here, grab some money, nice and easy. And we're also going to get a sit down point, which is going to be over here next to the ladder. Sit there, get your next memoir. I believe this is the 5th one. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave timestamps though. Now we're going to go to the shop. You ran past it earlier. The shop's right over here. Go inside the shop, and we're going to sit right by this mannequin on this little thing here and get our next memoir, just like that. Okay, cool. If you did ask the chef for work, he should also have enough money right now, 45 pieces of 8. So 45 currency, you should be able to buy the uniform, go to this little changing thing, change into the chef's uniform just like this. And now you can actually go back to Scumm's bar. And now we're going to basically do some chefing, which is great. This is actually a fun little mini game. Go here. He'll basically take his little break. You're going to chop the onions. You're going to grab the onions. You can read the recipe on that book as well, but it doesn't really matter. Put the onions in there, cut the leek, grab the leek stuff, put it in the pot. Then you're going to grab this flour, put it in the pot, open this thing at the bottom here, get the money inside, grab the spices, the beer spices, put them in, grab the meat, put it in, open up this door using this key next to the door, and you're going to go fishing. You need to catch a fish. It will always give you a red herring. So to catch a fish, you just have to point your kind of rod in the opposite direction the fish is swimming, and then hold left click when it's not swimming, and then just pick it up and go ahead and put it in the pot. And this should bring a nice sparkling piece of meat. Very yummy. Now, next to the church and between the shop and the church, you're going to go back down to this area where you found the poodles, and you're going to put down the food there for them to eat. And this is going to cause a little cutscene. Guy's going to get ripped apart. Most of his bones are going to be taken. We're going to have to replace him later. Before you go, pick up the money off of that counter over there. And then you'll see there's also these little red things that he was like throwing and chewing earlier. You're going to take these, and we're actually going to take them straight to the prison. So on the prison, you can put this on both cells. You have 2 of them. So one will go there and one will go there. Perfect. All right, we're going to come back later. We're going to go to Scumm's bar first, and now we're going to do another section here. We're going to use our tankard right over here, the one that's on the second screen where you found your fishing rod. We're going to grab the ale from this thing in the kitchen, and we're going to go, and we have to get 3 people drunk and steal things. This first dude over here, you will need to fill his drink 3 times. Once you've done so, you'll be able to steal the clock tower key. Go ahead and put it on the ground now. We're going to go get the other 2 people drunk, and we're going to steal their money. The first one over here is going to be behind this little red curtain on the right from our angle we just walked. And go ahead, feed him 3 times, and then he passes out, and you can press F to steal all the money. Nice, that's 35 pieces. Then go ahead, fill your ale thing, your tankard again, and we're going to go to this guy on the right-hand side as we're leaving and fill his until he passes out so that we can take his money too. There we go. Nice 45 pieces of 8. Cool. Nice money. Now take the clock tower key, and we're going to head to the clock tower in the city. So you should know where that is. It's the giant thing with the clock on it. And you're going to see this door over here. This is where we're going to go through. You're going to open the first door. You're going to have to still keep the key, take it to the top to open up a second door. So follow along here, up the stairs to the right, through here to the top, open this door. And in here will be a clock. But first things first, there on the table, there'll be a bag of money. Grab the money. Don't forget the money. And then we're going to fix the clock. We'll take off this mechanism out of here, which is actually a skeleton arm, which we're going to use later. Don't forget about that. So it's going to be on the floor. And then grab the wheel, and you have to set it to midnight. So rotate all the way left until the arrows are pointing directly at the top like that. It will kick you off once it's done. So just keep holding left. Then grab the arm, and we're going to take the arm to that body, that skeleton body that's behind the church, between the shop and the church over here, where the poodles were, and you're going to put the arm over there. Now back at the tower, the clock tower, we're actually going to go outside here. There is a memoir location, which is going to be across this side. You're going to jump across the building here, and we're going to go behind this, and then you need to jump on the building that's facing opposite the church, and you can sit on like the edge of it, and that is going to give you our memoir, the next one. Now we're going to head to the shop, and we're going to buy gunpowder fuses, this kind of ropey looking stuff, which is actually gunpowder fuses. And then we're going to go to the prison, and we're going to attach these to the red little things in the lock, just like that, and it will fill it out. This one is as well. Then you're going to grab your lantern, and you're going to hold it out, and you're going to light and ignite them so that it can blow up the locks and set 2 of the gates open. So you're going to wait for him to talk. He's going to talk for a while, and then we're going to go into the other cell. The other cell has a skeleton arm hanging on the chain thing, and you're going to take this to where the skeleton was on the floor, attach it, and then we still need 2 pieces. We'll come back later for more, and we're going to go back to that dude. Now, we're not going to use the coconut right now, but I do want you to know that this coconut is here. Okay, we're going to come back later for this exact location, but we are going to take the hammer that is on that table, the claw hammer right there. We're going to use this to open up a special, like a crate that's down here. Remember this place here opposite the Scumm's bar. So up here, you're going to go up this ladder, and we're going to go ahead and rotate this mechanism over here because the crate is in the water. So make it like this. It's maybe a little bit too much. You can see the crate right at the bottom there. And then we're going to use this one over here to lower it. Now this just has to be in the middle at the bottom there so that it can like effectively hook itself. We're going to have to take this one a bit to the left. You should see when it looks like this, it means it's hooked, nice and easy. Then you just cut the ropes where it has the thin parts so that you can release the 2 ropes. And then you go ahead, use the mechanism to pull it up, and then climb the ladder, and then you're going to use the one to rotate it so that it's onto the like dock, the platform, and then you're going to use the other mechanism again to lower it so that it's flat on here. And then you're going to use that hammer thing that you got to open up here and see and reveal the crate. Nice. Now pick up the crate, and we're going to take the crate to the citizen dude, the one who was selling those little toys on the ground. Right over here, give him the crate. Now this gives you access to buy his stuff. Now you need 60 money. I have 70 right now. You need 60 to buy this monkey toy. This monkey toy is actually for the dog, Spiffy in the Scumm bar. So right over here, remember this dog. Give it the toy, it will replace the bone with the toy so that you can effectively take the bone to the skeleton, but you do need to talk to the dog right after this point. If you forget this, it's going to be a problem. So talk to the dog, enjoying your new toy. Cool, that is 5 out of 6 times you've spoken to Spiffy. That's actually my final one in the video. I got the commendation because I've done this as the second time I'm doing it. Take this bone to the skeleton. There we go. We're missing the head, but before we get the head, we need to be careful. All right, so we have to go ahead and grab this coconut, and we're going to take this back to Scumm's bar. So right here at the back here behind these captains between like just outside the kitchen, you're going to replace it with that one over there, and you're going to grab the Skull of Murray. Now there is a commendation where you have to take this around to 10 different scenic places. The first one is actually going to be here by the docks. So hold it here. You have to make sure it's actually talking about the docks, not talking about something else. That's very tricky. It does trick you a few times. Sometimes it's just regularly talking, but you need it to be talking about the location you're in. Here at the bar, you can see it's talking about a grog. Cool, perfect. We're going to need to go all the way to lookout point up there for the third one. So once you're here, you'll see it talk about like fire and stuff. This one's quite easy, just takes really long to get here. And then we're going to have to go back all the way down again. Once you get here just before the clock tower, it will speak again, which is great. Then we actually have to go to the clock tower. You can see it's speaking again. So that's the next one. And then from here, we're going to actually go into the shop. It will speak in the shop. Make sure it's saying something that's shop related, because sometimes it actually speaks in general when it talks about the gods. Like here, it's talking about the thing on the ground, but you actually need it to talk about this alleyway. So in this alleyway, it needs to talk about it. In the church, it needs to talk about it, which you need to make sure it's talking about the right thing. Here in the prison, it's talking about the right thing. Cool. And then it actually missed the church for me the first time because it was actually using the alley line. So I came back to the church. I recommend going to your pirate log, your adventure tall tales, and make sure you actually got the commendation before you attach the skull, because you cannot undo the attachment and you can't do that commendation unless you do the whole tall tale again. So beware. Now, after he's opened up the pathway and you've gone to the mansion, just before you go into the mansion, sit down on this little section here to get the 9th memoir. And then once you go into the mansion, you'll see there is a chair on the right-hand side. You're going to sit in this one over here, and this is going to give you the final memoir. Great. Now, you're also going to need to search this area for money, because right now you need to get up to 200 money so that you can buy the history book, right? So sometimes there's money on this little thing over there, or there's money down there. You just need to check every little section for coins and little pouches of money, okay? Make sure you just do that everywhere, because it's very easy to miss money in this game for some reason. In the room with Guybrush, you're going to go ahead and open up the cabinet on the right-hand side, look for money around the room so that you make sure you get everything. I got 70 out of that cabinet. And then open up the big double doors, and you're going to go through here into his like bedroom. And on the right-hand side, you'll see there's like a little thing on the bottom here. There's some money in there. You can open up the curtain too. And then I already have 200 money, so if you don't, at this point, you need to have had 200 money. So you still can search the entire map. You'll have to just check very thoroughly. When you are ready to proceed here, you can actually just open up the bed, grab the letter and the key, open up the chest that's at the foot of the bed, grab one of these root beer bottles, and you're going to go outside the mansion again, the same way you came in. You'll see a little cutscene with LeChuck, and then you need to defeat 10 of these enemies using this root beer. So you just spray them. Don't use your weapons and your gun, like your sword and your guns. You want to at least get 10 kills, because there's a commendation for getting 10 kills using root beer. You will find like 20 to 25 of these enemies. Now, once you walk down the road, you'll see there's a building that's open on the left-hand side, and you'll be able to place the root beer inside here. Now, there will be a lady who appears, but you don't want to speak to her immediately, because you speak to her, it ends the tall tale. So instead, she'll give you time to go finish up getting money or the last 2 commendations, which are the first thing when you go out to the left is the dude over here with the history book. When you have 200 money, you can afford the history book right over here. This is going to be for a commendation, boom, just like that. And that's, for me, is actually every single commendation right now I just unlocked. But there is the final one, which is Spiffy. Right after LeChuck is like shown, you can go to Spiffy and speak to Spiffy, and you'll see it will have its 6th and final like text line. And that's how you get every single commendation in A Journey to Melee Island. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.